What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on the Divo Knives Pony Stout. So this is, I believe, the latest release through Divo Knives, the latest brainchild from Kevin and Colin. And this specifically was a White Mountain Knives exclusive run. So there were, I believe, 4 different variations of it. There were 2 with these micarta scales. One with this stonewash blade, and then one with the black wash blade, and then one with stonewash and black wash blades with black G10. I opted to go with the stonewash with the blue blue micarta, just because I thought the combination looked pretty good together. They all looked really good, and I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I will leave a link to White Mountain Knives, specifically to the Pony Stout page down below if you guys are interested. When I looked before this video, I want to say the only variant that was still in stock was, I think, the all black, so the black G10 and the black wash blade. There were some that were like White Mountain Knives does like a returned box because there's either a stiff detent or a light detent or something like that. You get it at a discounted price. But I think those were all sold out too. But I will leave a link to everything down below. So if you guys are interested, definitely go check it out. But yeah, this is a cool knife. I have the original Stout, the OG Stout, which was the first model ever from Divo Knives. It was the first model that Kevin and Colin came out with together. I pre-ordered that, and I've had it ever since. I love that knife. It's fantastic. It's, you know, really well built, has great detent, great action, great ergos. And I wasn't originally planning on getting the Pony Stout. I had, you know, there's obviously been a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of talk about it in our you know, like the YouTuber group chat that I'm in on Instagram. A lot of people were talking about it. There was a couple in the pass around group that Kevin does. We call it the Lefty Pass Around, basically through that same Instagram group. And I never got it. You know, I think I was signed up for it, but I got on it late, so I was like at the end of the list. So I never got to check out a prototype. And I kept, you know, seeing videos and Kevin talking about it. And I always thought it looked cool. But for some reason, I just never had it in my mind, like, okay, I'm going to get that knife. Which is surprising for me because, you know, I'm typically, anything Divo comes out with, I'm into and I typically buy. So this was a little bit, you know, out of the ordinary for me to not be planning on buying it, you know, buying it for months and months and months, or however long I had known about it before it had dropped. But, you know, 2 or 3 days before the drop happened, they were, you know, Kevin was talking about it, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I want to support Kev, and for a good, you know, it's a good value knife, good price, good materials. So I ended up buying one, and I like it. I will say I like the full-size Stout more, so I haven't fully decided if I'm going to keep this model yet or not, but it is cool. It's a great little, you know, sub 3-inch blade. You just get a great ergo experience with it. You know, like I said, great materials. So I guess with my typical review, we're going to jump right into materials. I'm not going to, you know, ramble on anymore about it, but like I said, we have blue denim micarta, stonewash 14C28N here with a poon. Nice little landing area up there. This is hollow grind, whatever you want to call it. Nice thin edge, pretty thin blade stock. So this thing is very nice and slicey. And they did a very good hollow on. I believe Kubi was the makers of these. I could be totally wrong on that, but I think Kubi is the OEM on this project. But they did a great hollow on it. Overall thickness of the knife, it's pretty thin. 14C up there on the back spacer, if you guys can pick up on that. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that or not, but up there on the back side of the back spacer, you guys can see it. A loop over style deep carry wire pot clip, which is awesome. I love wire clips. They are minimalistic. They are, you know, very easy in and out of pocket, and you can switch it to lefty, which, you know, goes without saying that Divo is going to have a lefty pot clip option. It is a liner lock. You get lock bar access right there. It's pretty easy to get in there and get to it. I could see people having a little bit of an issue with it, maybe because it is a little bit slippery. But as long as you know, kind of put your thumb, the palm of your thumb right up in there, you're not going to have any issues at all, and you get used to it. It's on bearings, of course. And I think that's all for materials. So we're going to, of course, you have the Divo Knives pivot logo. I really like to try to keep a sterile blade. There's nothing on this blade at all because, of course, you have the blade still up there on the back spacer. Then you have the logo on the pivot, which I really like. They include extra hardware. with an extra pivot that is just sterile, that doesn't have anything, so you would have no idea that this knife is Divo if you didn't have any, you know, if you would replace that. But I like it. I like their logo enough. I like to keep it on there. And the pivot being logoized. The pivot having the logo on it is better in my opinion than having, you know, the logo on the blade, because I like a nice clean sterile blade and it looks, you know, aesthetically pleasing, and I just enjoy it. So that's all for materials. So we're going to jump into action next, and I will say the detail on this is chef's kiss. Very stout for such a small knife. Like I said, sub 3-inch blade. I think blade length is right around 2.75 inches, which of course you get that choil to help with the ergonomics. But action is stout, guys. Of course, it's the stout, the pony stout, my little pony stout, you know, so on and so forth. But you guys can hear that just snap back into place. So thumb flick. I will say I've always had a little bit of an issue with the thumb flick on this knife and the stout, the full-size stout. And that's just from user error. I'm just not used to this type of hole. You kind of just have to shove your thumb like right up into the corner up here. And I, you know, either if I'm going to use my thumb on this, I honestly slow roll it out there a few times. You can thumb flick it, but honestly, I just much prefer, it'll fire out. But the middle finger flick is, you know, where this knife is at. It just flies out of there, bangs open, easy. Like I said, you can slow roll it nice and smooth. Now for closing, does drop to your nail, but you guys can see it's not going to, you know, you don't have to worry about it guillotining on you from there. Typically just one shake is what I do and it closes. Drops to your nail, bang. Drops to your nail, bang. Or you can do, you know, a series of a couple shakes. But I typically just do the ones and shut. Of course, I like to do this over here. Kevin actually taught me this on one of his videos. He takes his pointer finger on his left hand, drops it to your finger, and then do that. Drops, home, drops, home. So it's nice, stiff detent. And again, for such a small knife, I mean, overall size, like this is my pinky. I mean, my pointer finger. Like it's pretty much the size of my pointer finger. So it's not a big knife overall. So typically when you have smaller knives, the detent can be kind of not as snappy because you have those lighter blades and everything like that. But on this one, they really did a nice job on it. Flies out of there so well. And again, the thumb flick is just maybe a little bit user error. Other people might have the same issue that I have. I just, you know, holes like this, I just don't love for thumb flick. Again, you can do it. You just kind of have to get a little bit more used to thumb. There we go. Nope. Thumb placement. 3 in a row. There we go. I just typically bang it out with my middle finger and slow roll it out. But all in all, action is pretty damn good. No complaints at all from me in that department. So next up is ergos. Ergos on this knife are fantastic. Of course, you have this very generous forward finger choil there that is kind of a 50-50 choil. I know Kevin and Colin like to do that a lot. Then it's a pretty, you know, it's pretty straightforward, pretty even keel design. You pretty much have a straight line back here, and then it does taper off a little bit here on the bottom side of the knife, but it's pretty much straight there as well. So without choking up there, I can still get all 4 fingers on there. My pinky's kind of just hanging on for dear life, but overall it's not bad at all. Am I a little squished? Yes, I am, but in the same vein, I'm not squished enough to be, you know, where I'm uncomfortable at that kind of level. But I really don't see anyone choking back like this. You can, and you have a nice little kind of a finger ramp right there to land on. No jimping. Everything has a crown spine, which is also really nice. That's definitely a added bonus. But you can choke back like this, but I don't really feel like anyone's going to be doing that with this specific knife. The money grip right here is just using this choil with your middle, or your pointer finger, excuse me, your middle finger falling kind of right behind it right there, and then the rest of your hands or fingers have plenty of room on there. Your thumb falls right into this poon area, and this is just so comfortable. You guys can get so So good of control on this knife for push cuts, for, you know, cutting around something. You know, pinch grip works really well because I use my middle finger and my thumb, and then my pointer finger goes right into the poon, and I can get some awesome, you know, control cuts if I'm cutting labels out through something, if I'm cutting around something. You know, any way I've held this knife and any way that I've used this knife, it's been very, very comfortable. And this literally locks this into your hands. This thing is not going to go anywhere. You have such just amazing control over it. And you just have a very, again, nice hollow grind, nice thin edge. 14C is a great blade steel for this price range. One of the best budget blade steels out there, in my opinion. So you just get a very good, workable, usable cutting tool that just excels at ergos, excels at cutting, and just a great overall package. So I have no complaints at all there. Kevin and Colin really murdered it with the ergo department on this specific knife. So no complaints at all there. Next up is Carrie, and you know, I've already said this thing is not small, not big at all. It's about the size of my pointer finger. I forget the overall weight on this, but it's micarta, so it's not going to weigh much, you know, at all. Roughly a 2.75 inch blade with micarta. Nice, lightweight, small. I could see a lot of people gravitating towards this for like a summer carry. I think that would be a really good option for shorts and whatnot, just because it's small, it's unobtrusive. That wire pot clip just makes it just really, I love wire pot clips. A lot of people tend to swap them out for, you know, nicer clips and whatnot, and I get that, but I really just think a wire clip is just, I don't know, it's just unobtrusive. It goes in a pocket super easily. It doesn't scream like, oh, I have a knife in my pocket. And that's just something, it's kind of I don't want to say quirky sort of, you know, characteristic of wire clips, but I just really like them. And I think I love when Kevin and Colin decide to put them on their knives. So again, you can carry it lefty or righty, which is nice. When you're carrying it in pocket, you have no flipper tabs or anything like that, no jimping. So if you're going down beside it to grab change, chapstick, medicine, you have no risk at all of catching some jimping and pulling it up out of your pocket. And it's very small. You don't even know it's there. I've carried this in gym shorts numerous times since I've had it. Both clipped into my pocket. I think I've clipped it into my waistband once, into my pocket 2 or 3 times, and I've just thrown this in my pocket, you know, 4 or 5 times, whether that be around the house or, you know, running errands, or if I'm out and about for the day. It just works really well, carries really well, nice and lightweight, great size. So no complaints there as well. But that takes me to my final category, or that leads me to my final category of price point and what I recommend this knife. Price point on the Divo Knives Pony Stouts are $75 from White Mountain Knives. But if you use someone's code, such as Kevin, Lefty10, you get 10% off. And I think this cost me like 68 bucks. So this is just a really fantastic value for that price. You're getting really nice micarta, 14C, nice hollow grind, wire deep carry pod clip, great action, you know, great ergonomic experience, great carry experience, just all in all, a fantastic little knife. And you guys know I tend to, you know, for me being a bigger guy and having decent sized hands, I tend to gravitate towards smaller knives more often time, or ran that kind of together. I more oftentimes than not gravitate towards smaller knives. So I've definitely, you know, can give this stamp of, or give my stamp of, I cannot talk today, guys, I'm sorry. I can give my stamp of approval for this product and for this knife. Feels great in the hand, you know, great cutting experience. All in all, for 68 bucks, like how can you not, you know, support that, and how can you not want to go buy one of these? Like I said earlier, I believe the only one currently in stock is the black G10 and the black Stonewash. I think Kevin said they might be looking at doing another run of these, and I also think I heard, or not heard him, but I read somewhere through one of his messages or through one of his comments somewhere, they might be considering doing a premium version with like titanium and maybe he said S90V for like 150, 160 bucks. That is something I'd be all over. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that and any, you know, previous releases. I think they have a really good model on their hands. And regardless if I keep the knife or not, it's a great knife, and I really have enjoyed it, and I'm still going to enjoy it as long as I have it in my possession. So I can absolutely recommend it for the price point. I think it's a great model, and I think any of you guys would love it as well. So I'm going to wrap it up now, guys, but that was my full review on the Divo Knives Pony Stout, a White Mountain Knives exclusive in 4 different variations. Definitely go check them out, and keep your eyes out if there's any of these popping up on the secondary. definitely go pick one up if you can't find one on White Mountain Knives. So, but that's all for today, guys. I do want to, apologize. I've been a little bit MIA for like the last week. This week I think I said this last time, I did some, 2 or 3 film or videos at a time. I think I said this last time, but I am going to try to get a full week's worth of videos out for you guys. I have 3 reviews that I'm filming right now, so you guys are going to see, which will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have, I think, 2 more. I have a package from this weekend that I'm waiting to unbox, because I'm getting, I think, 1 or 2 more packages in from Pass Around Knives in either tomorrow or Tuesday. So that'll be an unboxing video for you guys, and then I have like 4 or 5 more reviews. I have like 8 or 9 Pass Around Knives in at once, and I need to get most of them sent out. So I'm going to be, kind of bombarding you guys with some videos, but helps you guys, or helps me. It's good for you guys. And I'm slowly getting in there to 1,000. I think I'm 32 away. I got to start getting my packages put together for the giveaway. So once I hit 1,000, I can, upload that video and, start right into it. But yeah, I'm going to quit rambling now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I always appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, morning, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.